Hello and welcome back to OK Talk, powered by Softball Dino. My name is Ruud van Hooser. Our guests today are Jeroen again, as well as we've got Ruud van Zetten with us, director of this tournament. We're going to discuss a lot of things today coming up on the final game. We're going to go through the games that happened yesterday, and we'll be right back with the game of the day, Netherlands against Italy. So the Netherlands go into today's game. You see here some of the footage leading up to it. It was a tough night for the Netherlands as you see them swinging the bats here. It was such a devastating thing for the crowd to see Italy come out on top. You see the excitement early on in the game, but Italy pretty much had it under control the whole way. Jeroen, you were there last night. What was your takeaway from the Dutch crowd?
Well, I think it was a tough night for everybody involved with Dutch softball. You could see it all around the ballpark. People were very happy when the Dutch took the lead in the first inning, 4-0 up, but then Italy came back with those big home runs in the game, and yeah, like I said, you can see all the emotions all around the field. It was a tough night. Like, there's a lot of people involved, not only players, staff, but a lot of family, friends, teammates. It's just a tough night.
Yeah, you see right there at the end all the family and friends giving the players the condolences. They came up a little bit short of their goal of Tokyo. Ruud, what was it like for the director of the tournament to see the outcome of the fans and the excitement of the energy of the game last night?
It was very good, of course, the outcome. About 1,300 people crowded the stands, so it was very good. It was not so good for the Dutch team, but for the tournament, a very good evening. And for today, I think it will be a good night too.
So, I think the crowd is. We're going to have a good game for the final tonight. Italy the deciding game, excuse me, against Great Britain and Italy tonight. Both of those teams traveled well. So last night, obviously, the Netherlands came up short. Italy's super excited to play in that deciding game today. And we had an interview with Coach Farley, the team manager for the Kingdom of the Netherlands, after their disappointing game last night.
Hey, this is Ruud van Hooser back at the softball qualifier for the Road to Tokyo 2020. I'm here with team manager from Kingdom of the Netherlands, Tony Farley. A rough night tonight. What's going to be the message to the players when you guys walk back together?
Keep your heads up. And, I don't think there's lots you can say. Keep together and, work last year very hard for it. And then very up till things can make it. And, it's such a deception. So I don't think there's a lot to say tonight. It's going to be a quiet night.
Tonight's a time to reflect. Obviously, it's not the excitement and the feeling that you wanted tonight, but yeah, absolutely. Everybody here watching you guys is super proud of the team, the steps you guys made over the last year. Everybody's here to support, and everybody's going to give you guys hugs and high fives. And that might not feel good tonight, but I know you guys have made a huge impact on Dutch softball in general. I want to thank you for your time and have a good night. So yeah, that's one side of the outcome of the game. But then on the other side, there's a little bit more excitement. We've got an interview with the star of the game from Italy, right fielder, happened to hit the second of what was back-to-back home runs. The first one tied the game. It was a 3-run home run, followed by her home run, crushed the ball to left field, gave them the lead for good. We've got the interview with her coming up right now.
Hey, this is Ruud van Hooser back at the softball qualifier for the Road to Tokyo. I'm standing with Bianca Stelli. She has the biggest hit of the tournament so far. Why don't you walk us through with that at bat on the second home run, the back-to-back home run that gave you guys the lead?
I was just trying to stay calm, just trying to poke one through. I don't know why, I just had a feeling she was coming inside and I was ready for it.
You absolutely cranked that ball. You squared it up pretty good. So what's the excitement going into the final tomorrow? You guys really have a shot to make it all the way. No pressure or anything, but what's the focus going into the game tomorrow?
I think we have a lot of momentum right now. That was a huge team win all around, 1 through 9. I think that just really showed us that we're still in this. We have a lot to go, but tomorrow's going to be exciting and we're ready.
You did an absolutely amazing job. Congratulations and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Obviously, that was a quick turnaround. The Dutch got off to a 4-0 lead right there early on in the first inning, but Italy stayed with them and ultimately turned it around. But during that inning, could you sense the energy just evaporate from the stadium in that inning with the home runs and then the back-to-back when they took the lead?
Yeah, the 2 back-to-back home runs really silenced the crowd for a couple innings. Because of course the big jump coming onto the field, we took the 4-0 lead with the Netherlands coming out really strong in the first inning. But they got into a bit of a struggle, and then of course with that 3-run home run from Carasoni and then the back-to-back home run, Piancastelli, the monster shot over the left field fence. Yeah, that took away a lot of energy, and it took the crowd plus the team a couple of innings to come back from.
To recover from. Ruud, I think we haven't got as much input from the overall perspective of how the tournament's been laid out. So when you guys set this tournament up, obviously you set it up with the idea you're going to have a lot of fans, you're going to have different cultures, you're going to have sponsors, you're going to have everything. What's your takeaway from the overall atmosphere, not just in last night's game, but from the entire tournament throughout, as far as, did it meet your expectations?
More than that. Of course, every Dutchman is calculating a lower situation than it in real time is. So we had a very good tournament over here. We try to do it everything so smooth as possible to get people and enjoy the games and the stands and the food and beverage environment and so on. But also players. They said to me, it's marvelous organized and it is good. So our expectations were a little bit lower, but at the end we were excited.
Yeah, as you needed. Yeah. I think everything's pretty exciting going on with the tournament these days. But we've got one more interview coming up with Britt Vonk. Super. The news came by to give her a quick little interview after the game. Obviously, it's a difficult interview to have, but she was very professional about it. She stood in there like a champ and she answered these questions. So let's hear her reaction after the game last night.
Zeker. Ja, we hebben echt gevochten als leeuwinnen. Maar ja, we hebben alles gegeven, maar het is verkeerde kant op gevallen helaas.
Zijn jullie paarden geklopt? Dat is dan belangrijk.
Ja, zeker. Het Italiaanse team is gewoon hartstikke goed. Wij zijn net zo goed, maar ja, dit keer hebben zij gewoon ons verslagen. Hebben net zo goed.
Dit is een hele dure.
Ja, zeker. Zeker. Maar ik moet zeggen, ja, wat ik net zei, we hebben echt alles gegeven en we kunnen gewoon trots op ons zijn dat we hebben gevochten. En, ja.
Jullie hebben een vliegende start. Dat is hoopgevend.
Ja, klopt. Ja, maar daarom zijn er 7 inningen, de wedstrijd is lang en ja, we hebben de eerste inning inderdaad echt keihard begonnen we van start, maar zij kwamen gewoon sterk terug. En daarom moeten we eigenlijk gewoon blijven gaan, inning voor inning, en wij zakten een beetje weg op het eind. Dat is jammer.
Je was nog over van 2008.
Ja.
Had dit het ultieme afscheid moeten zijn?
Ja, klopt. Ik had al gezegd, het zou mooi zijn met het begin van mijn carrière, Olympische Spelen en dan eindigen bij de Olympische Spelen. Maar ja, dat is helaas niet gebeurd.
Heb je er veel over gesproken? Heb je er veel over verteld aan je voetgenoten?
Ook de Olympische Spelen, ja zeker, tuurlijk. Ik bedoel, 2008 was de laatste keer dat we er waren en het waren hartstikke mooie herinneringen. En ja, het is iedereen's droom, denk ik, als speelster, als atleet, om op de Olympische Spelen te staan.
Nu ging het gisteren tegen Groot-Brittannië mis, onverwacht voor iedereen. Brengt dat nog een bepaalde onzekerheid in de ploeg, een bepaald iets van hier hadden we geen rekening mee gehouden, wat nu?
Nee, nou ja, kijk, gisteren waren wij inderdaad niet van sterkst, maar we kwamen eigenlijk na de wedstrijd gelijk terug met een enorme vechtslust dat wij vandaag alweer een nieuwe kans hadden. En deze 4 teams, Tsjechië, Groot-Brittannië en Italië en wij, zijn allebei gewoon heel goed met elkaar. Dus goede tegenstanders zitten allemaal aan alle kanten kunnen gaan.
Probeer nou eens uit te leggen, wat maakt het verschil? Je start goed, je staat eruit de voorsprong, natuurlijk het duurt lang, het duurt 7 minuten. Maar waar glipt die weg?
Ja, ik denk dat wij misschien net een beetje de zenuwen misschien de overhand hadden of net onze concentratie net iets te zakken. Maar ja, de Italianen zijn, wat ik al zei, zijn gewoon hartstikke sterk en die hebben gewoon elke kleine kans die wij hebben weggegeven, die hebben zij genomen. Dus ja, zo is het gegaan.
Dus dan zijn er nu die spelen zonder Nederland, maar wel met softbal erbij. De volgende keer daarna weer niet en dan misschien weer wel. Wat betekent dit voor de ploeg?
Ja, in 2028 hopen we dat we weer terug zijn. En ja, we hebben een redelijk jonge ploeg, dus zullen we wel echt heel veel doorgaan. Maar er zijn een paar veteranen die waarschijnlijk zouden stoppen. Maar ja, we zullen net zo hard blijven vechten om de sport olympisch te houden. 2024 zal het helaas niet gaan, maar 2028 blijven wij gewoon vechten.
Hoe is het ook voor jou in Heen? Op een vrijdagavond ergens in juli 2019?
Nee, ik ben nog steeds net zo gemotiveerd. Ik ben 28 en ja, ik wil net zo lang doorgaan als ik kan.
2028 is wel heel ver.
Ja, maar hij zit, Rebecca Somero is nu 37, ik ben dan 38, dus dat zou oud kunnen. Ja, bedankt.
Thank you, Britt, for stepping up and taking that interview after such a tough loss and a disappointing game. Coming up here, we've got something special for you. Obviously, we've got Ruud here. We're going to get into more conversation with him about what it takes to put a tournament like this on. But before we get to that, we've got a special video coming up here of some of the volunteer field crew guys that we cannot have these types of tournaments without. At every level, whether it's club level, international level, you've got to have those volunteers that are willing to come out, put the work in, and help some people. I really believe that they go underappreciated in most tournaments. So we all here from this desk, from Softball Dino and OK Talk, we want to say thank you to all the volunteers, the security staff, all the members, the media crews, the photographers, everybody that comes out to put on such a special event like this, and obviously the VIPs that come out and really sponsor and support these types of events and promotions as well. So thank you to all the volunteers. Thank you to all the people viewing back home on the live streams and everybody who comes out. We really, really, really appreciate everything that you guys have done and all the efforts you put in this week. So we touched on the volunteers, and let's get back into a conversation here with Tournament Director Ruud van Zetten. How long does it take from start to finish when you start beginning these types of ideas and how you want to grow and build this tournament and promote it?
Normally, say about 2 years to get it done. And this tournament is built up in 5 months.
Very quick.
Very, very quick.
Yeah, some of that's because of the teams aren't decided until a few weeks ago in the European Cup from a player's standpoint, but the directing. What's the difference between a bigger tournament and then an international qualifying for the Olympic type of tournament?
Only the days to have a tournament in. You have to cope with every single detail in every tournament, from transport or media or food and beverage, and everything should be in detail very, very good. And if you have 5 months, you know that you have to push in every effort in those 5 months, from money making to this beautiful tournament. The only thing we didn't know was the highest temperature ever here in Utrecht, say 40 degrees.
Yes.
That we didn't take care of.
It'll be memorable for sure. And it's 140 degrees Celsius in the studio right now. You're just going to be serious about it. It's pretty warm. Once again, if you're coming out to the final, bring a lot of water. Hydrate yourself, right?
Yeah.
Ruud, about approximately how many volunteers and staff do you have?
We
working
have
with us this week?
12 staff members from every single situation, so they have their own function, and we have over 125 volunteers. Some are working one day, some are working a few hours, but let's say 30, 35, they were here the whole week from early in the morning till late in the night, even after closing hours. Yeah.
Jeroen, we've had a pretty good turnout. What do you think the message should be to the Dutch fans who came out to support this week? They obviously didn't get the result they wanted, but moving forward with how this program is going to function, to continue to come out and support them, what's your message to the fans of the Netherlands?
Well, I think right now the Dutch still have one game today. It's the game Czechs against the Netherlands. It's tough for the girls to get out on the field because the Olympic qualifier, or I mean the ticket's gone for both teams. So for both teams the motivation will be at their lowest point, of course. It's a tough one to get out there on the field, and I think it's very important for the fans here. We have a chance today to support the national team. They've been there for us for 4 years, 8 years. I think it's good. The crowd has been here, 1,300, 1,500 people every evening in the stands, and I think today, I hope the crowd shows up again for this final game. Give the support to the girls because they need it. They need it really big at the moment.
They absolutely do. So I saw them coming off the bus right before we came on live here today, and you can definitely tell the energy is not quite there, but they're definitely going to put out a performance and give the effort for the fans that show up. And then obviously the final, we said both teams travel well. That should be pretty exciting. That game is going to have a ton of energy. It's definitely anticipated to be the game of the tournament, and the way this pool play worked out, we now have the top two teams playing each other in the final game, and so in a way, a few people lucked out. Let's go ahead and close this up right now with an interview that we've got to talk with Hooser, who runs the Haarlem Honkball Week, and we're going to give him a little shout out and let you know what's coming up next summer in Haarlem.
De honkbalweek, voorzitter ook nog geloof ik. En die lopen wij hier zomaar even tegen het lijf. Want ik heb begrepen, Guus, dat jij breaking news hebt.
Ja, breaking news. We hebben wel zojuist een gezamenlijke verklaring ondertekend, de Italiaanse voorzitter. Die ging over de deelname van Italië aan de komende honkbalweek aan. De 30ste, dus de jubileumweek. We zijn heel blij dat Italië hier van de partij is. Dat is onze natuurlijke historische tegenstander. Dus ik ben heel blij dat Italië volgend jaar deelneemt aan de
Die honkbalweek is van
26 juni tot en met 5 juli.
En wat softbal betreft heb je ook nog breaking news, denk ik.
Nou, wij zijn van plan, of tenminste wij willen, zeker nu we nu de tijd hebben, een kwalitatief goede livestream willen aanbieden aan alle internationale fans van de aarde. En volgens mij gaan we met jullie, zoals Dino, een heel eind komen. Ik denk dat we eruit gaan komen samen. Dus dat wordt voor jullie ook een mooie week.
Voor ons ook een mooie week, een mooie uitdaging. En ik hoop dat we veel plezier zullen hebben. En ik hoop dat heel veel mensen naar deze Haarlemse honkbalweek toe zullen gaan. Honkbalweek Haarlem van
26 juni tot 5 juli.
Dankjewel.
Graag gedaan.
All right, thank you. As we close the show out, we're just going to touch really quick on the expectations of tonight's final. We've got GB, Great Britain against Italy, and Jeroen, what do you think is going to happen tonight? Who's calling the game, and what can we expect out on the field for the final?
Well, I think it's the two undefeated teams at the moment. Both teams come off a record 4-0. Both looking very strong in the tournament, playing with lots of energy on the field, off the field. I think the atmosphere in both groups is really high at the moment. If you look at, I think we already said it yesterday, Great Britain's looking really good in the tournament in all three categories. They're leading at the moment. They have a batting average as a team of 414, which is amazing. Their ERA is below 1. Defensively, they're very solid in the field. Italy, at the moment, come off a very good game yesterday evening. They're on a high, they're on a roll. Their batting average hasn't been as high as they expect. They added the power numbers last night. They put up 3 big home runs. They can be clutch. We called them out as the favorites before the tournament. I still think they are. Although if you look at Great Britain this tournament, I think they have a shot tonight. Both teams are 1 win away from Tokyo.
Absolutely. It's been a great tournament. I'm sure it's going to be a great game. We're going to close this out right now. But really quick, we just want to thank everybody once again for coming out and joining us on the show this week. We appreciate it. To continue to follow Softball Dino, you can find them on Facebook. They do live streams of some of the Golden League games here in the Netherlands as well. So thank you guys for having us as well. I appreciate you allowing me to do this. This is a great opportunity. Thank you, Ruud, for joining us, and thank you, Ruud. It's nice to finally meet you and have sit-down conversation. And thank you once again for the viewers. Take it easy. If you can't come out to the game, make sure you catch it on live stream. Thank you very much. Have a great day.